she's someone that has the idea of what it means to be in a very sort of idyllic white picket fence type life, but there is a restlessness to her and a desire underneath, and I think that's where we find her at the beginning. I want to point out that when you say windmills and tulips, you don't necessarily think of Holland, Michigan, which was part of the appeal of setting this, because as Mimi will explain, it's set against a backdrop that is kind of idyllic and fantastical at the same time, which creates a great place to start a thriller. And I think a lot of it was so good. We had a fantastic costume designer, Susan Lyall, finding the character through a lot of the way. Mimi had a very strong idea of the colors and the way in which the costumes and were going to be restrictive. They have a slight restrictive feel at times, and then there's a freeing of her. And there's also a fun aspect to it, because as much as it's got these twists and turns and the thriller aspects to it, you're also meant to laugh and have fun. And that's what happens sort of halfway through it. You really start to see the caper and the fun part of it and the sleuthing, and then slowly things start to unravel. And I love that, when you're just going, hold on a second, everything you think is what it seems is not at all. So you have to start watching this at the beginning, looking for the clues. I try to, once I pass it over, I try to delegate to the people around me so that I'm very much the actor in the situation, because I think, and I can speak to this with Mimi, because it's important that the director is the leader and I'm there as her actor, and she's shaping me and forming me in that regard. And if there's a crisis, absolutely. I mean, we had some situations where there were some crises, as there always is on every production, and then you need to kind of pull your resources, and then I have to step in at different times. But primarily, primarily a lot of it is being able to get it made, being able to advocate for it's so difficult to get films made now. And so to be able to just say to Mimi, we can finance and get your film made, that's a really big support and offering. And that's what I love to be able to do. And then I step in as the actor and go, okay, shape me, form me, give me ideas, let's go, let's play. Because primarily we're playing and it should be fun. There's got to be an element of fun. It was so fun. I remember Gail saying yes, and I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was just really excited to go and have this really unusual romance where it's sort of unfolding and unfurling as it goes along. And he can make me laugh, but he's also just incredibly open as an actor and very available. And obviously so talented, and his well of emotion and also his intellectual sort of understanding of things is really, really deep. And he really helped shape the whole piece. And also Matthew, who I'd seen so much in Succession, to then be able to see him at work and realize that he brings this skill set, and he's English, so he's playing an American, but he has this comic timing and this dark sense of mischief to his performance, which is really great too. So, when you step into this as a young actor, you go, I just want to work with great actors, because we all know the more you work together, the better it is. There's no one performance. Everyone's together and we're all shaping it. And I love the camaraderie. And there was huge camaraderie here. That also was offset as well. There was a lot of rock climbing going on offset. All those things help to create between the crew and the cast. There's an energy that comes, and people want to be there. I hope it's an unexpected ride. I hope people tune in, press play, and go, I'm going to sit down on the couch, watch this, and be taken on a ride that I didn't expect, and have some fun, because that's needed right now. Well, that was very much Mimi. She came up with those, and she was and so for me, yeah, they show the disturbed part of her, and I always love being able to enter the dreamscape of a character. And so I think Mimi was very, I mean, that was a huge part of how she visualized it. I call myself a character actress. I don't consider myself sort of lead actor, movie star kind of thing. I love be creating characters, and that was what Mimi and I talked about, is how to create her as a character. The accent was a huge part of it as well, and I think also there's an innocence that I found really appealing, and then a sense of wonder, which I hadn't really had the chance to do. So those aspects to Nancy were very appealing. But yeah, I just love exploring. I mean, part of the journey of being artistic is going, what's over here, what's there, and trying things. And I think so much of what we do now is we're very lucky if we have the ability to try things, and I'm in a position where I get to try things, and I also get to support other people who want to be on that similar path of exploring and trying things artistically, and finding the same people behind the camera that do that as people in front of the camera, because it's a magnificent gift of a journey that we're all on. I never forget how glorious that is, because there's so many people that don't get to do that in their lives, and we do. I never take it for granted.